Solve triangle ABC if A is equal to 10, B is equal to 40, angle A is 30 degrees, and we want to round any answers to the nearest tenth. Well, let's just draw this guy out and see what type of triangle we have, and that'll determine what our next steps will be. Okay, so we know that side A is 10, side B here is 40, angle A here is 30 degrees. Okay, this is what's known as an SSA triangle. It's SSA because we have two sides and we have an angle that is not between the two given sides. All right, so for example, if this was 30 degrees, that would be an SAS triangle, which would require a different step, right? But as an SSA triangle, we know that we can use the law of sines. Now, just a quick note with an SSA triangle, whenever you use the law of sines, you have to consider two possible answers, right? So we'll get into that. All right, well, first thing we should do, okay, I know we got to use the law of sines, so let's just set it up, right? The sine of 30 divided by 10 is equal to the sine of B divided by 40, which is equal to the sine of C divided by C. Right? Notice we actually don't know side C or angle C. So we only got one choice here. Right? We got to find angle B first, right? Notice that if you set this up and do the cross multiplication, right, we get 10 times the sine of B is equal to 40 times the sine of 30. And we can solve this for the sine of B, which is whatever that is, right? 40 times the sine of 30 divided by 10. Okay, so once again, don't round any intermediate steps. Just enter this in your calculator. You see it, just round the final answer. Sine of B is equal to 2. So B, right? B is going to equal the sine inverse of 2. So we have to do that in order to find the angle. Oh, well, wait a minute. Hopefully, maybe you're looking at this number and you realize something weird is going to happen. But if you just punch this in your calculator, what do you get? Right? Sine inverse of 2, your calculator is going to say error or cannot be done, right? So what does that mean? How can we get an error for this? Well, mathematically, we get an error because, right, the sine inverse of 2 just does not exist. But what does it mean in terms of the triangle? It means that, well, there is no triangle with these particular dimensions. Okay? So it is possible, right, that we can't make a triangle that has these particular dimensions. And the reason how we figure that out is once you actually try the calculations, we cannot get a numeric result. So in this case, well, we cannot solve it. Okay? There is no such triangle with these dimensions.